Hello, YouTube. How's it going? I'm excited to be here. Is anyone watching the NHL playoffs? I'm sorry to any Toronto fans. Just got eliminated in game 7. We did not watch it, but we were keeping an eye on the score. And when we saw it went into overtime, we went, "Ooh, that's exciting." And then we saw that they got eliminated, and that's kind of sad because there were only 4 Canadian teams that made it into the playoffs. So Toronto and Winnipeg were eliminated, and it's Edmonton, Vancouver. It would have been nice if Edmonton and Vancouver were playing other people, so 2 Canadian teams could potentially make it to the next round. But that's okay. I see I have some friends here. Monica, Lori, and Lisa. Hello. It's lovely to see you guys here today. I almost clicked leave studio. Don't do that. I'm excited today to talk about a video I had planned for a while, and I just never did it because I kept finding other things I wanted to talk about. Hey, Mr. Ranger Lab, how's it going? So I named this video, what is it called? Beware of charitable donation scams, because we can't even freaking donate to a charity in peace. Because the scammers can scam us out of our money when we're trying to do good for our freaking communities. So we're gonna. I shouted that so loud. I'm sorry. We're gonna learn about how scammers can steal our money while posing as charitable representatives, and we're going to look at some news articles, and hopefully we can protect ourselves from this kind of scam. I'm excited. I think it's an interesting one. All right. This is from Government of Canada, Innovation, Science and Economic Development Canada. I'll put this in the link in the chat. I should be doing this. I should be putting it in. I should be putting this in the description, but I'm putting it in the chat. It is, Innovation, Science and Economic Development Canada. This is where this page came from. I'm just going to leave it up for a bit. Anastasia, hello, Anastasia. Neil, today was the 5-borough bike tour in NYC, 40 miles. Wow. Okay, I love biking, but I can't go far. I cannot go far. So you said 65 kilometers. I could never. I could never. But thank you for including the kilometers, and I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And PH Actress is here. Hello. Donations are a vital source of funding for worthy causes and charities. As a donor, it's important to be well informed so you can feel confident about where your money is going. Unfortunately, some scammers pretending to raise funds on behalf of a charity, some scammers may be pretending to raise funds on behalf of a charity, but are actually stealing your money. How freaking sad. Like Monica said, there are scams everywhere. Oh, it's sad. For sure it's sad. It's awful. Be an informed donor. I love this advice. It's great. Gather as much information as possible about the organization. Visit the website for key information. Sorry. I don't know if you guys could type that in or click on it or copy and paste it. Visit their website for key information such as annual reports, contact information, address, hours of operation, list of board members. Yes. Find out how much of your donation will go to charitable activity and how much of it will be used to cover overhead costs. Unfortunately, if you're donating to a charity, there is a requirement for admin costs, because there's a cost to actually signing in the revenue into the system, and there's admin activities that go into administering it to the correct programs within each charity. So there are costs for that. Check the Canada Revenue Agency's list of charities and certain other qualified donees to confirm whether a Canadian charity or organization is registered and in good standing. We're going to click that. I didn't think it would go right there. Let's look at this. No, let's look at this at the end. Let's look at that at the end. Only Canadian registered charities or other qualified recipients may issue official donation receipts that qualify for charitable tax credit. So if you're donating to a real charity, an actual charity, you'll be able to get a tax, what did they call it? A donation receipt. So that's important. Canadian charities are regulated at the provincial and territorial level. For more information, visit the CRA's provincial blah blah blah. Recognizing potential donation and charity scams. Be wary of high pressure solicitors who want you to contribute immediately. Remember that you are entitled to take as much time as you need to make your decision and to say no if you wish. I ran a charity for impoverished people with legal problems. If donations didn't cover my salary, they wouldn't have found any help. So keep that in mind, as Heather said. For sure, for sure. Yeah, you're totally right because, yeah, if the donations didn't cover some type of admin, you wouldn't be able to do the work that you're doing. And it's also like it goes towards staff, but it also goes towards like the actual building itself, keeping the charity's office open and like plumbing and repairs. So it is important for for a charity to take a portion of their donations to go towards admin. Lori, are you aware of the average percentage? I used to know. I'm gonna Google it. On average, how much of charitable donations go to administration? I'd like to know that. Okay, let's see. Some charities may be able to have overhead of 10 to 15%, but many will quite legitimately have higher overhead expenses, including administration and fundraising, more likely in the range of 20 to 35%. You need to look closely at the individual charity, how it is operating, and what it is spending its money on. And if you go to annual reports, you can see exactly how much of their budgets go to salary, goes to administration, goes to like physical infrastructure costs. So if it's important to you that this is a smaller amount that goes to admin, then you may, yeah, I'm just basing this off of my experience working for a kind of a large charity. All of that information was in the budget, was in the annual report, the audited report, but I'm not sure if for smaller charities, if it would be the same thing. Yes. Yes, there are some charities that are they're bigger than they need to be, an inflated workforce for sure, too many people doing very similar jobs, and that's similar to lots of organizations like government and corporations may have more staff than they actually need. Oh, no worries. Yeah, I used to know my past charity specific percentages, but I don't remember now. Yeah, so if you're working with a legitimate charity, they're not going to rush you. They're going to sit you down and discuss the different opportunities they may have for you to donate, the kind of impact that you could have. They may offer to say you're donating to a daycare program. Hey, come and tour our daycare program. Talk to the teachers, talk to the volunteers, maybe meet a kid or two, right? They will not rush you because an actual charity will want you to be an engaged donor and to feel good about where your money is going. Someone who contacts you to thank you for a pledge you do not remember making. Scammers want to lure you into believing that your previous donation made a difference, when in fact, you never gave money to the organization. Charities have tried to encourage you to donate by promising a prize or an entry in a sweepstake if you do so. Branding that is similar to that of well known reputable charities. Scammers will use names, wording, logos, and graphics to trick you into believing you are giving to an established charity. That's confusing. Can you imagine? Say you think you're giving to the Red Cross, but it's actually the Red Cross, but with a slightly different logo. That's sneaky. That's sophisticated. Request to send cash, a money order, a wire transfer, gift card, or offers to send a courier to collect your money instead of paying by check or credit card. If you're paying by check, remember to write checks to the charity, yes, not to an individual. If you are making donations online, always make sure that payments are secure. Yes, charities, there's a rush in the sense that donations keep charities running, but fundraising officers or whoever in charities are not trained with high pressure sales tactics. They're trained with communication. They're trained how to build natural rapport with a potential donor. They are not told to pressure someone into donating to a cause that they don't actually care about. Because if you take your time to build a strong relationship with a donor, they find a part of your organization that they're really passionate about, then they're likely to continue to donate. And that's important. You need long-term donations to have a sustainable charity. I'm yapping a lot. Never give out any personal information. Yes, such as a credit card number or banking information, to a person or organization you do not know. Check out these additional tips for donating wisely and stay informed about charity scams. So I wanted to look at this. I'm Canadian, so this is the Canadian version. We're going to look at a list for American websites that you can go to make sure they're a legitimate registered charity. But here you can type in Canadian Red Cross, say. And there's all these different kinds of statuses that you can look for. Then you search. And see, you see the Canadian Red Cross Society. You see where it's based. You see when it was established. You click on that. You have to verify that you're human. I assumed it would take you to the website. But if you're in Canada and you want to make sure it's an actual charity, go to the, what's the name of this? List of charities and certain other qualified donees basic search. I'll put this. I need to start putting my freaking links in my chats because I'm giving good tips and then I don't put links in my chats or in my description. Okay. There's something else I wanted to press. So what was it? I said more tips for donating wisely. Okay, they already told us this. Oh yes, overly friendly canvassers who ask personal questions using free email addresses, which let people hide their identity. Strange call display numbers, which might mean the caller is trying to hide their number. Tips for donating wisely. Use a list of charities. That's what we just looked at. Learn about the organization's activities and how it is managed. Beware of donation schemes that promise a tax receipt for more than you donated. Write checks to the charity, not the individual. Make sure your online payments are secure. I wish there was more info about that because I'm not sure how we would do that. Refuse to donate if there is pressure to give right away or if there are any other signs of fraud. Hi, Tori. How's it going? Nice to see you. And I wanted to say. We learned about this with the ticket resale scam. If you use cash, a money order, a wire transfer, if it turns out to be fraud, then it's really hard for you to get your money back. So a good practice, because a legitimate charity is not going to ask you for a wire transfer, but a good practice is always use a credit card or a check, because you can donate through credit card online, and that's very legitimate, of course. But I love this. When you're paying by check, write to the charity. You should never, a legitimate charity will never say, oh yeah, make it out to Bob Smith. No, it's going to be made out to the actual charity itself. Okay, next. This is just the American versions. Is this American version? FTC.gov, donating safely and avoiding scams. Some of the scammers. Okay, I got a weird message. Saying my screen share wasn't connected to my audio. I'm just going to make sure you guys can hear me before I start talking about the next page. Many scam charities have names that are almost the same as well-known legitimate charities, so make sure you are donating to the charity that you actually want to donate to. Great, great advice. Okay, it says my microphone's still working. What is StreamYard talking about? It's like your screen share did not connect to your audio. I'm like, yes, pay attention to spelling errors for sure. Okay. Okay, good. I was like, I don't want to just talk to myself. Thank you. Let's try this again. Let's try this again. Okay. Yeah, this is on the FTC website. Yeah, momentary glitch, maybe. So strange. Should I just I wish I need to start putting links in my description so people can actually go back if they're interested. That's a good idea. I'm gonna start doing that. Anytime I do these kinds of videos, I should start doing that. Okay, so these are organizations that can help you research charities. These organizations offer reports and ratings about how charitable organizations spend donations and how they conduct business. The IRS's tax-exempt organization surge tells you if your donation would be tax deductible. You can find your state charity regulator at this website. Most states require the charity or its fundraiser to register to ask for donations. So this is an American equivalent of what I just showed you from the Canadian government. You can use these different websites to try to research to see if the charity is actually legitimate. Cool. And I like what Lisa said here. Just do your research, take your time, pay attention to detail. Like Monica said, pay attention to spelling errors in the case that it's just a really, really sophisticated scam where people put a lot of time and energy into trying to trick you with a logo that could be exactly the same as Habitat for Humanity, but there's a slight difference. And you're not assuming that someone connected to a charity is going to scam you. So just take your time, do your research, check the appropriate websites to make sure that it's actually a legitimate charity before you donate. And if it's a real charity, they will not pressure you because they're not trained to do that. They're trained to understand where the individual donor has interest. They're trained to take their time to share with them the kinds of programs and the annual reports and the impact that you can make with your donation. Yes, you do, Monica, for sure. So, charity scams get active over the holidays. Expert tips to avoid them. This was from November 2023. Abandoned animals, kids with cancer, disabled veterans. There are other pitches for charity. Oh, these and other pitches for charity can move your emotions and have you reaching for your credit card. But beware, especially around the holidays, fake charity scammers are hard at work trying to part you from your hard earned cash. It's crazy that it's worse over the holidays, but I totally understand that. Catalin Party is an assistant professor of sociology at Virginia Tech in Plattsburgh, VA, Virginia. It was VA, Virginia. I'm not sure. She specializes in the study of cybercrime and says there are easy ways to sort out real charity appeals from false ones. They may call you using a local phone number, the party said in a Virginia Tech news release. This tactic can give you a false sense of security. So they'll pretend that they have that they're a local number. So you may follow the rules that the other website told you, not answering weird-looking phone numbers. But what if it's a local number and you answer because you think it's a local number, and then they're freaking tricking you? I feel like what I have planned is going to take us like 5 seconds. I should Charitable donation scams Canada. See if there's any other news articles I could just find quickly in case this takes us like 2 seconds to finish. Okay, found one from the Global News that we can look at in the case that this takes me not in case I don't take much time to finish this. It's hard to know how long some of these videos will take me because I think I did I did a Russell Brunson video recently, and I thought that one was going to take me so long, and it took me like 45 minutes. So it's hard to predict. You then start listening to their pitch, expertly designed to play on your emotions and often confusingly misleading. It will be a good one. It will tug at your heartstrings, Party said, but listen closely because they will never actually specify how they will help. They may even claim that you've donated before and ask you to do it again. Is this a real charity or a scammer? To find out, check these databases like Charity Watch to see if the group is legit. Pay very close attention to the name. Yeah, we just learned this. One common ruse is to give listeners a name that very closely mimics the name of an actual charity. American Society for Cancer, not American Cancer Society. Oh my God, an average person who has not worked within the charitable sector is not going to know the difference. They're not. But if if we Google American Society for Cancer, what comes up? Let's see. I'm just going to do it on my end. American Society for Cancer. Okay. This comes up. So you can see American Society for Cancer. You see American Cancer Society. You see Canadian Cancer Society. American Association for Cancer Research. American Cancer Society. Okay. But my point is just that it's such a subtle difference that your average person is not going to know that that's not the name of the organization. The sad part is because of these scams, people are more reluctant to donate. Then the charity is the one that suffers. Exactly. It's sad, for sure. And a lot of these charities, they rely on donations. They cannot function without donations. Just to let you know. Oh, the Mr. Ranger Lab Emergency Veterinary Fund is legit. All donations go directly to my e-vets for unplanned visits of the Mr. Ranger Lab pack. Aww. I love that. What's an e-vet? Sorry if I don't understand that part. Oh, emergency vet, right? Emergency vet. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. That's so cool. Good for you. Good for you. Yeah. And it's sad, like Monica just said, we have people with legitimate charities and fundraising organizations who want to do good, who are just trying to improve something in their communities. And then there are scammers that ruin it for other people who are actually trying to make change. Scammers will try and get all the personal info from you they can. While a legit charity may simply want credit card info for a donation, a scammer may go further and try to get your social security number or bank account details. Love this advice. Love this. A legit charity will only need your credit card because that's all they need to do your donation. They do not need your social insurance number. You're being sarcastic. I missed it. What do you mean? Oh, do you not have a charity? Do you not have a charity? I'm confused. Tell me what you mean. I might have completely missed it. Finally, if you do end up falling for a scam, track the donation to make sure it hasn't become a recurring one. Love that because you can have a repeated donation, which is actually better for the charities because it's more sustainable. So make sure. Oh, you were joking. I thought you had an actual charity. I don't always catch sarcasm on the internet. That's funny. Lisa suspected it though. I love that. That's hilarious. Okay. So, sorry, let's go back to this because there's some good tidbits in here. A charity will only ask for your credit card number. They do not need your bank account details. Even if a charity, even if a charity is a phone number appears to be from a local area, it could still be a scammer. Also, what was the other one? There's another one. They'll pressure you to donating right away and they'll tug on your heartstrings and the name of the charity could be very similar but not exactly correct, right? Not American Cancer Society, but American Society for Cancer. Everyone else thought it was a joke. That's so funny. My partner is in an endless cycle with Alzheimer's Association where they ask him for money, he asks them for help, he forgets he asks, and they start all over. Oh, oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry. Yeah, right? It's so easy because I believed you. I believed you. It's so easy to just be like, I have this amazing charity. I have this charity. You need to donate. It's easy to fall for sure. For sure. So they ask him for money. He asks them for help. Aw. Does he know someone at the Alzheimer's Society? Does he have a contact there, which might help? Sorry, I kind of like rushed through that comment. Okay. Next one. So this is, where is this? Lake Louise, which is Alberta. Is Lake Louise Alberta? Let's check. I think it is. Like, yes, yes. Okay, this is an Alberta story. No worries. Lake Louise RCMP this is recent, March 13th of this year, are warning of a recent charity scam that saw 4 people pretending to be deaf collecting donations at a local mall. No, thank you, sirs. On March 18th, officers were alerted to reports of 4 people at Samson Mall who were carrying clipboards that appeared to indicate they were raising money for a charity that was looking to open an international center for physical hearing oppressed people. Officials said the group pretended to be deaf while attempting to solicit donations from shoppers and businesses. I hate that. Don't pretend to have a disability so you can scam people out of their hard-earned money. One of the suspects was believed to have aggressively gestured at a till, trying to get the cashier to open it. When police were called, the suspects left. People believed the same scam was attempted in the town of Banff earlier last Friday. Loretta Wall, president of the Calgary Association of the Deaf, said they never send people out to collect money. The Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre said that charity and donation scams are quite common. They usually involve convincing someone to make a donation to a charity association or religious cause, utilizing high-pressure tactics to get the individual to donate on the spot. As I said, charities are not going to force you to rush into a donation. They're not. A legitimate charity won't. So I'm curious, how far Lake Louise, Alberta, and Banff, Alberta, how far is that? Banff, Alberta. It's only 39 minutes away. It's only I'll show you. It's like down the street. See, so there was the scam at the mall up here, and it was believed, what did they say? Believed the same scam was attempted in the town of Banff the week before. So look, so someone started scamming people in Banff, and then they're like, I'm going to drive down the road along the highway, and I'm gonna go to Lake Louise and try to scam people again. It's shocking how close that is. Maybe people are just traveling throughout. I don't know, is this northern Alberta? Where is this? Like central Alberta. They're traveling throughout like central Alberta, southern Alberta, I guess, just scamming people who are trying to like contribute to their communities. They're just scamming people. I don't know. I didn't make that connection. I did not make that connection that those two places are close together until now. I'm annoyed. It is low for sure. If you donate over the phone, ask how much of every dollar you give actually goes to the charity. If they can't give that information, give it to you quickly. If they can't give you that information and give it to you quickly, and if it's under 75 cents of every dollar, it's probably not legit. For sure. Great advice. Love that. Thank you. I had someone do that to me in college when I worked at a video store. Gave him $5 from the late fees to get him out of the store. Oh no. Oh, out of the store where it happened to me, it was in a town of 1,400 people. They had have to have hit everyone there. I hate it. You have to be a low life and horrible person to scam like that. Very unscrupulous person. I love that word. That's a good word. Yes, I agree. And look, a man suspected in door-to-door sick kids donation scam in Toronto. It's a children's hospital. Oh my gosh. I'm annoyed by this. And this happened in February. Okay. Police have released photos of a man believed to have gone door to door in Toronto, impersonating a sick kid's canvasser and soliciting cash donations. According to investigators with the Toronto Police Service, a man had reportedly attended apartments in the downtown core a number of times since November 2023. Within those interactions, police alleged the man wore clothing and a lanyard badge that identified himself as a canvasser for Toronto's Hospital for Sick Children while requesting donations on behalf of the organization. The man is not a legitimate canvasser for Sick Kids Foundation, the service said. TPS first announced an investigation into the alleged fraud back in January. On Saturday, it shared an update with images of the suspect. Police urge the public not to confront the suspect, but to call the police with any information. In some cases where the complainants challenged the man's claims, he became aggressive and physical, police said. The Sick Kids Foundation does not solicit cash donations, nor does it canvass apartment and condominium buildings. The lanyards of legitimate canvassers for sick kids contain identification numbers and QR codes that can be scanned for additional information. If there is any doubt as to the legitimacy of a charity canvasser at your door, please refer to the organization's websites. Anyone with information, so that's the man pretending to be a canvasser for a freaking children's hospital. So I'm going to go Sick Kids Foundation. We're going to look at the website and we're going to figure out how we donate. I'm annoyed. I'm really annoyed. Yes, it is for sure. I remember when someone called me a few months back for a donation to some charity. I don't remember what it was. I asked him how much my donation was going to charity. He ended up stumbling over that and couldn't give me that information, and he ended up hanging up on me. Good job pushing back. That's so important. They don't canvass, but they check their canvases badges. Okay. Yeah, good point. Maybe they're saying they don't canvass like near people's homes. Maybe there'd be a canvasser at a mall, and the canvasser would have a legitimate lanyard with all their card, their name, or their Sick Kids Foundation email. Maybe that's what they mean. But that's a really good question. It's a little bit confusing for sure. Does it make more sense, Jolene? Okay, good. Okay, I did not practice this beforehand, but this is sickkidsfoundation.com. You can't see the address. Let's do, is there Sick Kids Foundation Canada? Sick Kids Foundation Canada. Is there a .ca? Okay. No, it's just sickkidsfoundation.com. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, I'm having computer issues. Okay. Okay, Sick Kids Foundation. This is what an actual charity website looks like. Go to the menu. Why we need you. Ways to donate. Events. Fundraise. Let's look at ways to donate. Yes, I talked about this earlier. Charities want continuous donations because it's more sustainable for them, but they will never pressure you into donating on the spot. Then you can have one-time donations. You can dedicate your donation in recognition of someone special. A Get Better gift directs your donation to the area of sick kids meaningful to you. Weddings and special occasions. Workplace giving, estate planning and legacy giving. Major gifts, endowments and foundations, corporate partnerships, Giving 101 and 102. Sick Kids Philanthropy Program helps shape the next generation of philanthropists. That sounds great. Greeting cards. I love that. You can buy greeting cards and like for birthdays or Christmas. Gifts of securities, donate stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Fundraisers. Donate to a fundraiser or an event. Search for an event or fundraiser, then donate to show your support. Oh, exactly, Tori. Exactly. They should be able to tell you exactly where the money's going, for sure. Formal name is Toronto Hospital for Sick Children. I just saw the .com and I was confused. I was wondering maybe if it wasn't the Canadian Foundation, if it was in the US, but I just double checked. Children's Hospital Ronald McDonald's House and Make-A-Wish did great things for my nephew. I don't care what scandals they have. They will always get my gratitude and donations. Oh, I love that. I don't know anything about those scandals, but I love that you have some charities that have helped you and that you're passionate about. That's awesome. I love this. Donate goods or services. Donor recognition. Awesome. And international donors. And look, a legitimate charity, you can have their contact info here, their address. You can click contact us. I'm assuming it's a phone number, charitable business number. You can get a Canadian tax receipt for all online donations. You contact them for any info about your tax receipt. I didn't mean to make this point, but this is a legitimate, well-known Canadian charity. And notice there's no cash, there's no wire transfer option. There are like, I don't even know how many, 15 options for donating. None of them are cash. So just keep that in mind. A legitimate charity will not ask you for cash. That was a fun little detour. Okay, this is the one I found quickly, just like 10 minutes ago. I don't know if it's any good, but it's global news, and so maybe it will be. But this will be the last one that we read today, and then we'll be done. No, thank you. Okay. Oh, damn. An Ontario man has been given a 3-year prison sentence for his role in a fraud case involving more than $34 million in false charitable donations. The Canada Revenue Agency says Festus Baden of Brampton, Ontario, was a partner in a tax preparation business known as E&F Tax Associates or as Banque Financial Services in Toronto and later in Brampton. The CRA says Baden claimed more than $34 million in false charitable donations. Okay, so this isn't exactly the same thing. It's not exactly what I'm talking about. He pretended to make a bunch of donations. It's not exactly, because it's not a scam in I'm pretending to be in a charity and I'm stealing your money. But we can still read it. Do we still want to read this? I feel like we can still read this. It's still interesting. He claimed more than $34 million in false charitable donations on individual income tax returns for the 2004 to 2006 tax years that he prepared for more than 30 of his clients. It says he told his clients that a larger refund or reduced taxes could be obtained if they made a charitable donation for an amount that was far less than what was actually claimed on their income tax returns. The CRA says Baden fled the country before he could be prosecuted, but later returned to Canada in June 2023. The agency says Baden pleaded guilty to one count of fraud over $5,000 under the criminal code and was sentenced to prison on February 27th. The CRA says Baden charged his clients approximately 10% of the face value of the false claimed charitable donation amounts. These promoters deliberately make false statements to assist their clients in avoiding or evading tax, the Canada Revenue Agency said in a statement. As a result, they obtain a financial benefit from the fees they receive from their clients. To maintain the fairness of our system, the CRA holds both these promoters who facilitate tax evasion as well as those who claim their services to evade taxes accountable for their actions. Is that it? That's not enough info. I want to know more, man. That's not enough info. So he's pretending he was directing his clients to claim a shit pile of money that they said they donated to charity so he could get fees, so he could get like tax preparation fees from them. Did his clients get charged too? I want to know, Jolene. That's interesting. I'm just going to Google Brampton Man charitable tax fraud case. Brampton Man charitable tax fraud case. I need to know. Yeah, who's telling him to commit tax fraud? It's wow. It's not exactly what we were talking about, but it's still super interesting. And we're going to learn about it anyways. Fugitive Brampton tax preparer. Oh my goodness. He basically got paid $3.4 million to sit in prison for 3 years. Rich people avoiding taxes. Shocker. Right? Okay. Tax promoters are individuals or corporations who promote or sell schemes that seek to break or bend the rules of Canadian tax laws, including the Income Tax Act and Excise Tax Act. Hi, Coconut. We're going on a little bit of a rabbit trail. It's kind of related to the topic of this video, but not. A guy from Brampton last year, or was it this year? Yeah, this year, he encouraged he's a tax guy, and he encouraged his clients, it's unclear as to whether or not the clients knew they were committing tax fraud, but he got his clients to claim $34 million in false charitable donations on their tax return and got a big chunk of money from those claims. And now he is serving a 3-year jail sentence. Yeah, it's a little random, but I find it interesting. These promoters deliberately make false statements to assist their clients in avoiding or evading tax. As a result, to maintain fairness of our tax system, this year is, we already read this. We already read that. I'm so confused. The CRA is dedicated to maintaining the integrity of Canada's tax system, therefore contributing to the social and economic well-being of all Canadians. That's not a good. Sorry, I'll be done in a second. I just want to know. I want to know more. I want to know more. We're going to look at one more article and see if it tells us more. The Toronto Star. And then if this does not tell us more, we will be done. Thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So Festus Baden masterminded the scheme alongside partner Eric Arma, who were estimated by the CRA to have claimed $10 million of the bogus tax reductions and refunds, court documents show. They were caught and sentenced to 3 years for fraud in 2011, but he was a free man all that time living on the lam. Okay. Okay, so it's not going to tell us anything. It's not going to tell us anything. I'm a little frustrated. Maybe I can do more research on this later. I'm kind of fascinated by these two. Yeah, they advised clients they could get a larger refund. So I think the clients knew. They must have known that they were committing tax fraud. Because they're like, hey, I'm going to put that you donated to these charities even though you didn't, so you could get a higher refund. That's what I'm getting from it. What do you guys think? Reminds me of the wealthy, ultra wealthy prosperity preachers that live a life of luxury on donations, for sure. Right? 3 years. Isn't that sketchy, Monica? That's sketchy, right? For sure. They knew, they knew dang well what was happening. They gave him a cut of their tax savings, for sure. Yeah, I feel like they must have known. They must have known. Yay! It was a bit of a rabbit trail, but a related rabbit trail. Yay! Thank you, Anastasia. I hope they got arrested as well. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, 30 clients, 1 count of fraud. How does that work? How does that work? Okay. Okay, that's all. That was a shorter video. Yeah, it's so hard to predict how long these videos are going to take. Sometimes I ramble on and on and on, and other times I don't. So it's hard. It's hard. But let's summarize. Let's summarize some red flags. If a charity representative is trying to pressure you into giving a donation right then and there, that's probably a scam because a proper charity is not going to rush you. If someone contacts you and says, hey, you donated to us, do you want to donate again? And you don't remember, run the other way. Only donate using your credit card or a check. Do not do any e-transfers or gift cards. Check the spelling, like Lisa and Monica have said. Check the spelling of the charities you are giving to. Quickly do a Google search and you'll quickly learn that there's no American Society for Cancer, but American Cancer Society. Make sure you just Google it. Always write your checks to the name of the charity and never, never the individual. They told us to make sure our payments are secure online, but they don't tell us how to. I wish they would tell us how to make sure that happens. What else? I think we've covered the majority. Oh yeah, they can change their caller ID to make it look like they're a local caller, even if they're not. And another red flag could be that if they don't change their ID, it could be a weird looking number. Did I miss anything? Yeah, always credit card or check. Keep a record of your donations and review your credit card statements to make sure that it's the amount that's being taken off is what you agreed to with the charity. Because sometimes, even if it's not a scam, mistakes can happen. Your credit card can be charged twice by accident, even with well-meaning people. So just make sure you double check it. Just for your own, just to be cautious, make sure you double check that. I think that's all I got. I think that's all I got. I wouldn't trust a tax preparer that told me how to cheat on my taxes. Same. Trump had a charitable donation that got closed down because all the money went for a portrait of him. Oh my god. Oh my god. Learn how to yes, we learned how to recognize the red flags. Isn't it awesome? Yes, ask about percentage of funds being given directly to the charity, to the people in need. Exactly. That's a good one. I think they have crack in them. That's hilarious. I love that. Cool. So this might be kind of a weird video idea, but I was looking into this today and I was kind of excited about it. Do you guys remember when the PS5 was released several years ago and all the scalpers bought them up really fast and then were selling them for like twice their value? And people who just wanted to play the PS5 could not get it, could not buy it because there were bots that just bought hundreds and hundreds of PS5s at the same time. I want to look at the supply chain issue that caused the shortage in 2020 and then how they got that supply issue under control and the supply is back up, and now all of those scalpers are struggling to sell their supply of PS5s, and they're actually, like, as of last year, they're actually like trying to sell them for under market value, which I find super interesting. I don't know if anyone else will, but I think I want to do that video soon. I had a lot of fun researching it this morning. But yeah, PS5 scalper video will be coming soon. So that's all I have for today. I really appreciate everyone who watched and learned about charitable donation scams with me. I hope you guys have an awesome Monday tomorrow, and I will see you next time. Hey, Gary. Oh, you were lurking. Very fascinating. Excellent rabbit hole. Oh, nice. Thanks, Gary. I appreciate that. Thank you for lurking. I will see you guys later. Bye.